Simple reason why a place like Elan that's so abusive isn't going to help any children. A lot of the children that are sent there and act out the way that they do, because most likely they've been abused somehow or another by the people that had raised them at their homes or foster care or wherever it was. And it's not indicative to be comfortable talking in these Gestalt therapy groups with a bunch of other kids that are your age about such things that are that personal and disturbing. And I'm going to tell you what happened with me and why Elon would never work with me when I got there. I was a very introverted and reserved kid. I went on one of those outbound adventure trips with Beckett Academy canoeing the entire Connecticut River. And I was so reserved that the counselor on board the canoe, we went on a canoe trip for 6 weeks. We did the whole Connecticut River. I loved it. I loved the outdoors. But I was a real quiet kid, and I used to measure the depth of the river, which was really metaphoric and symbolic of just how introverted that I was, because there was things down there in those depths that I didn't want to see. I didn't want to talk about. But the counselor on my canoe, he says, "Listen, here we go with this singing song stuff again." He says, "I want you to sing a song, or you could jump in the river." Well, I said, "I'm not singing no song," so I got up and I was ready to jump in the river. And this was like the dirtiest, filthiest part of the river that there is. It was by a paper mill up somewhere in Massachusetts. I'm not sure where it was. But anyway, the thing that bothered me so much was in my past. My mom went to prison when I was 5. She started a communication with me sometime when I was about 8. I was in Children's Center in High Meadows. When she finally got permission to communicate with me, she started telling me about my heritage. She said, "I'm part Indian." And I said, "Well, geez, I'm pretty white for an Indian." She says, "Well, I'm Brazo, and I'm French Canadian Indian, Mohawk. Your dad's English." I said, "Well, I wasn't too happy with my dad. My dad's wanted to pack me in the car when my mother went to prison and dropped me off at Children's Center and signed me away." I said, "Here he is. You can have him." So I was just waiting for my mom to get out of jail for shoplifting and contributing delinquency of minors rap and get me out. And sure enough, I got out when I was 10 years old, and it wasn't long before we were robbing gas stations and doing all types of crazy stuff. But anyway, my social worker started to get on my butt as I went to Maplewood Elementary School, and I wasn't making no friends. I used to read all the time though. My Bible was really "Bury my heart at Wounded Knee" by Nee Brown. That's what I read. And what they did to them Indians was horrible. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even want to pledge allegiance to the flag. I see it all as horrible. But my school, Maplewood Elementary School, we had a big old maplewood tree. It was covered over by pavement. And I was like, yeah, this is the typical thing that they do. They named the school after the tree, but they came by with the city and they just paved right over the roots. I used to get in trouble for taking the rocks apart, trying to save this tree and throwing rocks. I got in trouble for that. But anyway, one day I seen these two boys fighting on the school grounds. I thought they were Indian. They're fighting with knives. Bare chested. They get the long black hair going. I mean, it's just like something out of a book. So I ended up following the one that won. I was trying to find out what tribe he's from. So he caught me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing following me?" I says, "Oh, I just want to find out what tribe you're from." He started laughing. He's like, "No, I ain't no from. I'm Puerto Rican. I ain't no damn Indian." He says, "But I am a savage nomad. That's my brother. My brother's the leader of the savage nomads." I says, "Oh, really?" He says, "Yeah, my father's in Rikers right now, man, and they're about to have a riot or something up there." I said, "No shit." I said, "My mom just got out of prison." Well, we clicked right there, man. There weren't a lot of kids in my school that had parents in prison like that, or just got out of prison. We started hanging out, and there was a store I seen in my area. And I says, let's go in there and get some candy or something. Like, he said, oh no, I can't go in there and do nothing. He says, as soon as I go in there, that man's gonna stand up and stare at me. I says, no, he isn't. Why would he do that? He says, well, because I'm brown skinned. I said, well, that's terrible. That ain't right. He says, well, I bet you it's true. He says, you go in there and see how he acts, and then watch what happens when I come in. So I come in, he just looks up. He says, oh, didn't he really say nothing? Julio comes in. Guy stands up, puts his paper away, says, hey, excuse me, can I help you? Are you looking for something? In other words, you don't belong here. So while he was giving him the grill, I was like, all right, you dirty scoundrel. I filled my pockets up with a bunch of candy while he's watching Julio, you know what I mean? So we get outside, we're right around the corner. We're just kids, you know what I mean? Here we are fucking divvying up what we got, and of course the store owner, I guess he got wind of it. He come around, he started chasing us. Well, we had a ball, man. We started playing hooky and all this stuff. But anyway, one day I'm at his house, in his bedroom, and we're building an airplane. He gets me high on glues, right? So we're flying around like airplanes. All of a sudden, his brother, I think his name was Roberto, he bursts in through the door. And he's like, what's all this damn noise up here? And then he sees that, we're high and giggling and laughing. And he's mad. And then he sees the G.I. Joe doll that I bought. And he picks up this doll and he shoves it in his brother's face. He says, you see this damn doll? He says, I better never see your ass playing with this old whitey doll. This ain't no brown skin dolls, only whitey dolls. Then he grabs me. He says, so you want to fly, getting my brother high? You know what I mean? I'm going to teach you how to fly, boy. So he takes me to the window, and this is a big old Victorian brownstone building on Park Street in Bridgeport. He opens up the window and has me get out on the ledge. That ledge is about this wide, right? I'm high on glue. He puts me on that ledge, closes the window, pulls down the blind, locks the thing. I'm like this here. I'm trying to keep my balance. I'm looking down. There's a cat looking up at me. I know if I fall, I'm dead. Well, somehow or another, I inched along that corridor, and I got to the next window, and I knocked, but I couldn't see that far in. I see an old lady pushing a broom and a whole bunch of religious iconography. So she looking around like the saints came knocking, right? So she couldn't see me. I moved a little bit closer. Here I am, 10-year-old boy, blonde hair, blue eye, looking like an angel. And now I'm peering right inside. She dropped the broom, genuflected, runs over. You know what I mean? Lets me in. Boom, like a cat, I'm gone, right? So I was like, well, I ain't never going back over there. Damn near lost my life. Well, about 2 weeks later, I get a call from this kid, Julio. I'm in my bedroom. I'm reading my books. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, man. I want to be like Nemo. Kill all these ships of war and just to hell with mankind. I want to be with Robinson Crusoe. You know what I mean? Live out on an island, man. Not have to deal with anything. Or, live out in the woods like the Indian off the land, man. You know? So anyway, I get this call from Julio, man. He wants to see me. He says, oh, his brother's locked up in Cheshire now. Don't worry about him. Come on over. So my mom's like, yeah, you better make friends. Your social worker, she's going to take you back. She's going to say I'm an unfit mother. She's going to take you back. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going over there. As I wanted to bring this doll that I tried to steal from King's. But well, what happened with that is me and my mom, well, I got my mom caught. Because we went into King's department store in West Haven. And she says, you better not steal nothing. If you do, don't come around me because they watch the kids. Well, I seen this not G.I. Joe, the Tonto. The Lone Ranger. I said, well, holy shit, there's a brown skin doll right there. I said, I can prove to Julio, that there is a brown skin doll. Here it is. Well, I got caught stealing the doll. And when my mom come up, act like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell his father and he's going to be in big trouble. They say to her, well, man, we would like to check your pocketbook. Well, that's the one time my mom beat me. It was for getting her caught shoplifting. So anyway, I get up to Julio's, tenement on Park Street, and I figured it must be true that his brother's in jail because usually there's all types of gang members congregating on the front stoop of his building. There's nobody there today. And I get to the door, ring the bell. Here comes Julio. He says, "Oh, let's go. Come on, follow me up to my room." I get up to his room. He opens up the door. I step in. He slams it on me from behind. He don't come in. Next thing you know, I got his brother Roberto in my face. He's got a razor up to my neck. And I never seen such a look of hate in all my life. I mean, every muscle in his neck. He was hateful. And all the windows in this room, man, were covered with blankets. It was dark. But as I can faintly see the shadows, I noticed there's these gang members of his. And the reason why they ain't on the damn stoop is because they're in the damn bedroom waiting on me. And they got baseball bats and bicycle chains and all types of shit. I'm thinking I'm about to get killed. I start crying. And Roberto gets up in my face. He says, "White boy," he says, "I'm gonna fucking fuck you like your fucking people are fucking me. How do you like that, man?" And I started crying. I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but the end story, man, is I got raped in that room. That's what happened to me. And I left that room. They let me go. Thank God they let me go. But it was kind of like the second coming from Yeats' poem. You know what I mean? Turning round and round. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. And suddenly the blood-dimmed tide is loosened, and all innocence is drowned. And in the desert, the shape of a head with the man of a lion or some shit slouching in the desert. That's what it was. Well, my mom and my dad were out to go to the drive-in, and they pulled over to the side, beeping their horn. I didn't even hear them. I get in the car. They said, "Oh, what's wrong?" Somehow I managed to tell them. Well, my dad said, "Well, I told you not to hang around with those damn spicks." He was a racist way from out in Lewiston, Auburn, Maine. That's why I got aunt and uncle up there by that Elan. And my mom said, they could take you away. You're just a ward of the state. If they find out about this, they're going to think I'm an unfit mother. And if you go to the police, it's going to be in the newspaper and all the kids at school are going to know. You'd better just keep it to yourself. You better just keep it to yourself. I grew up, man, like Oscar Wilde, man. I had this portrait. My true self and what I really looked like. It was in a portrait on a wall, man. That only I can only see it, man. Only I could see that, man. Now, do you think I'm going to sit down and tell a bunch of kids in one of these groups what really went on and happened to me and have everybody know that stuff? And that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with kids that have secrets and horrible backgrounds. They're not trying to share that in no open group. Anything that they're sharing in them groups is just a bunch of superficial bullshit. Now, Elan was abusive, man. They had me digging my own grave, man. Literally digging my own grave because I'm not getting with the program. Lifting rocks here and there, man. I can't tell you how long I was shot down, but what is the therapeutic effect of having someone scrub toilets and pots, dig your own grave, and lifting rocks and all this nonsense, man? That's not the fucking answer to helping anybody, man. This Richie, he was about Money, nothing else. Now, any of you people that think about sending your kids to these programs need to have your heads examined. Never go back there, man.